evening, everybody. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri,
Here.
Councilwoman Peterson,
Here.
Councilman Zazali,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Miga, here, Mayor Scavage.
Here, please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting was duly provided to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and the Star Ledger by email and published in an annual schedule of meetings on December 12th, 2024, filed with the Township Clerk and posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building lobby in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Item 2, extraordinary business. Madam Clerk, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone in attendance. It gives me great pleasure to report the certification of election for the municipal election held May 13, 2025. I, Dale A. Ford, Township Clerk of the Township of Cedar Grove, County of Essex, New Jersey, do hereby certify that the following is a true and correct canvass of the voters of the Township of Cedar Grove at the municipal election held on Tuesday, May 13, 2025. I certify that the number of votes opposite the names of the candidates is the correct number of votes received by said candidate from the legally qualified voters of the Township of Cedar Grove in said municipal election. For 3 councilman-at-large seats for full 4-year terms expiring July 1st, 2029, Michelle Miga, 467 votes, Kerry Peterson, 454 votes, and Melissa Scavage, 460 votes. Total number of registered voters, 11,322. Total number voted in this election, 509. Total number needed by top vote getter, 50% plus 1 of total votes cast, that would be 256. Total number received by top vote getter, 467. The elected councilmen at large for a 4-year term for the Township of Cedar Grove are as follows: Michelle Miga, Kerry Peterson, and Melissa Scavage, certified by me, May 23rd, 2025. If I may, I'd just like to say a few words. There were several changes made during this election year, from the shortening of submission dates, the number of petitions that you could have. And these candidates handled it with grace. I respectfully congratulate all of you. I congratulate you, Councilman Peterson, on your 3rd term, Mayor Scavage on your 2nd term, and Deputy Mayor Miga on your 1st full term.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you, Madam Clerk, for all of your hard work. When you say 2029, it sounds like something from a science fiction movie, but here we are. It's 4 years away. So,
And if I may, Mayor,
Yeah,
through you,
please do.
I just thank you so much,
Yeah,
Dale, and
absolutely.
thank you for
Thank
all your
you.
hard work and everything that you do. Honestly,
My pleasure.
you're our backbone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
great. Thank you very much. We're going to move on to item 3A, approval of minutes. To consider approval of minutes of the regular public meeting on May 5th, 2025. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga,
Yes.
Mayor Scavage.
Yes. Item 4A, to consider adoption of pending ordinance number 25-950, an ordinance fixing salary grades and ranges, wages and fees of the officers and employees of the Township of Cedar Grove for 2025. Mr. Zakelli, could you give us an
Briefly,
update
Mayor,
on
this
this?
is just an ordinance setting forth the range and salary grades for the non-union municipal employees, which includes the town hall staff, not the police or the DPW employees.
Great, thank you very much. Before we do roll call, I wanted to open it up for public hearing. Is there anyone here wishing to be heard on pending ordinance number 25-950? Nope. Seeing none, may I have a motion, please?
Mayor, I move for the adoption of pending ordinance number 25-950 to be published in the Verona Cedar Grove Times as a passed ordinance to take effect as prescribed by law.
Thank you. A second, please.
Second.
Great, thanks. Roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage?
Yes. Item 5, the meeting is now open to residents of the township wishing to be heard on any item on the agenda. Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close that portion of the meeting. We'll move on to item 6, reports of township officials. Good evening, Mr. Zakelli.
Good evening, Mayor. I have a report tonight. I will begin by sharing that the new website that the township has been working on producing should be live within a month. Hopefully, the reorg date is our go-live date. Marisa Landolfi Jefferson has been working very hard on taking the data off of this website, putting it onto the new one. The new website has a lot of cool features. There's an AI feature that will help residents get some questions answered, point them in the right direction. It's user-friendly, and as the council is aware, a new law was passed that required websites be ADA compliant and accessible. This website has a feature where before we post anything new, it ensures that the text, the headings, the font, the spacing, and the sizing is all ADA compliant and accessible. I didn't think that was a real claim at first, but some towns in Florida did receive a lawsuit because of their non-compliance with that. So it's something that we are looking forward to achieving, and it's going to be a nice new website.
Great.
3 other updates real quick, Mayor. Our DPW crews have been working very, very hard and diligently around the town, not only from this little microburst we had on Saturday, but replacing a lot of the catch basins for the streets that we will be paving. Mostly up in Park Ridge right now. Those catch basins have not been touched since the road was installed, some portions 1981. These are pretty deep catch basins, and a special shout out to our DPW who's working. They're doing about 6 a day with 3 crews, so they're moving along, and it's important that we do this before we pave the roadway. That way they don't collapse, and we have to cut the road after it's been paved. I want to give an update, if I can, Mayor, on the affordable housing plan. The township has, with its affordable housing attorney, planner, township attorney, and administrative agent, drafted and is prepared to present the 4th round affordable housing plan to the planning board. This is going to eventually be subject to the governing body's approval before the June 30th deadline, which was imposed by the state. Our planner, Christopher Dockney, prepared a summary of the plan, and if it's okay with you, Mayor, I'd like to read this into the record now for the public's
Yeah,
edification.
please do. Thanks,
This
Jim.
will also be on the website. Housing element plan and fair share plan. This is the township's housing plan for the 4th round of affordable housing, which is between 2025 and 2035. The fair share plan has been prepared in accordance with the requirements of the municipal land use law and the amended Fair Housing Act. The purpose of the plan is to identify mechanisms and strategies for the township to address their affordable housing obligations. The plan is an element of the township's master plan, which the planning board has the exclusive jurisdiction over to adopt. The ordinances to implement the housing plan are then adopted by the governing body. The essence of the Mount Laurel cases and the purpose of the Fair Housing Act is that municipalities cannot use their power to zone and effectively ban low to moderate income households from living in their town. Each municipality has an affirmative obligation to accommodate its regional fair share of low and moderate income population, either through zoning to permit by right or create a realistic opportunity for a certain number of affordable homes to be constructed within the township. This must be done within the obligations period. This year, regional fair share obligation numbers have been calculated by the New Jersey Division of Consumer Affairs, the DCA. The township must demonstrate compliance with the Fair Housing Act through the adoption of a housing element and fair share plan, demonstrating how the township intends to satisfy its fair share obligations, and then follow up with the plan with appropriate ordinances and policies to allow for development. Affordable housing sites must be generally suitable, available, approvable, and developable, meaning that the development on the site is feasible and realistic. The township is not responsible for actually constructing affordable housing, but only ensuring that the proper zoning regulations are in place to allow a developer to build housing without the township acting to block the development in any way. For rounds 1 through 2, which is the time period of 1983 to 1989, the township had a 70-unit obligation. Round 3, from 1999 to 2025, the township had a 260-unit obligation. The township has completely satisfied these prior obligations through the following mechanisms, including Cedar Ridge Senior Housing, Hilltop K Havanian, Zephyr Ridge, Cliffside Drive, and the Arc of Essex County Supportive Housing. In 2025, the township was given a need, a new requirement under the Affordable Housing Act. The prospective need that was given to the township was 170 units. Before I talk about that, I'll discuss what the types of needs are. There's a present need and a rehabilitation obligation of 15 units for the township. This means that the township should seek to rehabilitate existing deficient homes that are owned or occupied by low or moderate income households. There's a county program that does this, and that's a present need of 15 units. The prospective need, which is the big number that everyone saw, the number that I believe prompted this council to proactively engage in litigation, was 170 units. But I'm proud to share that we reduced that number to 9 units through our realistic development potential. Cedar Grove is a largely built-out community with limited land available to dedicate to new housing developments. As a result, the township is entitled to a vacant land adjustment. We have calculated that the realistic development potential, or RDP, for the township is 9 units rather than 170. With a realistic development potential of 9 units, the township must zone to accommodate at least 9 units of affordable housing, and then the remaining 161 units are what is now known as unmet need, which has a lesser obligation. The requirements for addressing these obligations are 50% family units, 30% senior units, 25% rentals, and 25% bonus credits. The township is proud to state that we believe we satisfy our 9 unmet needs in the RDP, 9-unit RDP, as well as the unmet need through the following mechanisms. The township has the March Development Senior Assisted Living, which has already been approved for 17 credits, and overlay zones in various other areas of the municipality, the MFAHLO Commerce Road Affordable Housing Overlay District, the MFAHIO Lewis Road Affordable Housing Overlay District, and proposed additions to the multifamily affordable housing inclusionary overlay zone. These are existing zones in the township that we believe will not only meet our current need of 9 units, as well as the unmet need of 161 units. There's various block and lots that the council has recommended the planning board to review as part of the plan. With the existing overlay districts and the proposed expansion, our planner believes that Cedar Grove will more than satisfy its obligations, both the realistic development potential of 9 units and the unmet need of 161 units. That's the summary.
Thank you, Mr. Zakelli. Just for the public's knowledge, could you clarify what the unmet need means?
Yeah. Council, do you want to jump in on that a little bit more than
Sure.
what I explained?
The unmet need is essentially the balance of, so you have the 10-year obligation, and then the unmet need is what can be pushed forward, if you will, for kind of to be dealt with at a later time. This 10-year period is again, it's 170 over the entire period. So it'll be revisited, and then those numbers can continue to be pushed forward. Because, as Mr. Zakelli said, as the planner stated, the town is already built out.
Right.
There's not a lot of land to be built upon. So those numbers can continue to be pushed forward as the new rounds come in. So what the township has to focus on is its present need of that 9,
Okay.
which Mrs. Zakelli indicated is being met. So the township is in a good place, not only what it's doing now currently, but what it's done by having those overlay zones already in place. That's
Right.
huge. A lot of towns did not do that proactively, and now are scrambling to create zoning.
Right.
And that's much more difficult because now you're trying to fit in the appropriate areas where this housing would go. You've already done that. So that being proactive put you in the current position that you're in, and try to, which will be met by, I think, the 1 or 2 applications that are currently approved.
Great.
So the township is in a good place, and the governing body should feel comfortable knowing that the affordable housing obligation is going to be satisfied.
Mayor, you intended on having some type of Q&A.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to prepare a document that we could share, and then something that you could read in for the residents to explain this a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely, because I know this is a hot button issue, not just in our community, but across our state. So would love to just make sure that the public is clear on what's been done and the efforts that have been made and the impact on our community. So tremendous job, as always, Mr. Zakelli. Thank you for all your hard work in making sure that our obligation is manageable. And I think it's more than manageable, so.
Thank you, Mayor. Just two brief items.
Yep.
Lastly, Clean Sweep is this Saturday at
Yes.
Town Hall. I know it's probably going to be in a few reports. I believe it's at 9 or 9:30. And I believe this is your last public meeting as mayor.
It is.
And
yes.
just a great year, Mayor. You
Thank
led
you.
with distinction, and it was great working with you.
Thank you very much. The feeling is mutual. Thank you, Mr. Zakelli. And we have an audience today,
Yeah.
so I'd
They all
like-
came because they knew it was your
They
last
knew it
meeting.
was my last meeting, right? Thank you, everyone. Okay, great. So thank you. Madam Clerk, good evening.
Thank you again, Mayor. Good evening. Good evening, everyone in attendance. Just like to report, the primary election is scheduled for next Tuesday, June 10th. Tomorrow is the first day of early voting. For those interested, June 3rd to June 8th are the days for early voting this year. It's June 3rd to June 7th, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And on Sunday, June 8th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The closest locations are the Verona Community Center at 880 Bloomfield Avenue and the Fairfield Community Center at 221 Hollywood Avenue. On Election Day, June 10th, I want to repeat that because some people still don't know. Cedar Grove polling locations will be open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Residents may call my office if they're unsure of their specific polling site. With the mayor and council's permission, I'd like to remind parents that children ages 16 to 18 may be trained to work as board workers for the upcoming general election. I encourage the next generation to become involved in the election process, so please send your teens to my office for an application. Students earn $300 for each election and could receive school credit. I ask for the council's indulgence once more. On Memorial Day, I witnessed a wonderful representation of Cedar Grove citizenry. It was a gorgeous day that was well attended by the largest number of residents I've seen since we marched from the school to Community Park in 2023. The layout worked well. I was able to sit next to a resident whom I'd met during your senior meet and greet. She praised council for upholding their promise of securing senior programs and the township for implementing the new senior programs. Kudos to the Township Recreation Department for revamping the Memorial Day event. I just wanted to share that if no one else told you, it was a great day. My friends that I, joined me, they were happy, and the business owners / residents who were here that I knew, they were very happy to attend.
Great.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk.
Great, thank you. Good evening, Mr. Lagana.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, council members. I don't have a formal report. I will have a brief comment on item 8I.
8I. Okay. Great, thank you very much. Good evening, Councilwoman Peterson. How are you?
Good evening, Mayor, and congratulations on your first year. Well done.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.
Thank you.
So you've done a great job.
Appreciate
I
it.
don't really have a formal report tonight. The only thing I wanted to do was wish my father-in-law, our Pop, a happy birthday. He is watching at home. He was cutting down a tree all day today with a chainsaw and wasn't showered and ready to come to the council meeting. And today is his 87th birthday.
Oh my
So
God,
most
wow.
87-year-olds spend their day cutting down trees. But he is a 50-year volunteer on the Cedar Grove Fire Department, a volunteer at Morgan's Farm, heavily involved in the community for decades upon decades. So I think he deserves a shout out at our council meeting and a happy birthday because he is watching.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's all I have.
Great, thank you very much.
Happy
and-
birthday, Pop.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Good evening, Deputy Mayor Miga.
Good evening, Mayor, and thank you.
Sure.
And thank you for a tremendous year. You've been fantastic.
Thank you very much. You as well.
I did attend a few events and meetings since we last met, and you'd be happy to know I have it all written out tonight. I also attended the Memorial Day ceremony on the 26th of May, and it went very well. The Scouts, along with Dan Holbrook and of course Mayor Skavich, did a great job honoring all those that have and do serve our country. This event was very well attended, and the atmosphere, along with the great food and the ice cream, Joe, nice touch with the ice cream truck,
Yeah, that's great.
made for a
Yeah,
nice community
Spot
day.
after my own heart, Deputy Mayor.
The Historical Society will be having a free concert on this Saturday from 7 to 9 at Morgan's Farm. Bring your chairs and blankets and come and see The Inquisition. This is a progressive rock band inspired by the golden era of classic rock. Of course, my pool shout out.
Yes.
If you haven't picked up your pool applications, they can be picked up in Town Hall or on the website. The pool is open for weekends only from now until June 20th when it opens full-time. I'm very happy to say, our senior citizens Wind Creek trip, huge success. Thank you all for everyone who went on the trip, but also gave the feedback, and we hope to see it again in the fall. There's also a total recovery physical therapy, I hope I say this word right, neuropathy, is that right?
That's right.
And arthritis workshop on June 4th for our senior citizens from 1 to 2. And after the workshop from 2 to 3 is a social hour. So if you would like to join us, please call the recreation department and sign up. And there are some more senior citizens programs that we're hoping to offer you shortly. And of course, please sign your children up for the summer programs before the deadline and the late fees. And that's it for me.
Great, thank you very much. Good evening,
Good
Councilman
evening, Mayor.
Nasseri.
Good evening, and good evening to the public who's here joining us and for everybody watching at home. I also wanted to take this opportunity, since the last meeting was a staff meeting, I congratulated the three of you, but since we're here with the public and on TV, I just wanted big congratulations to the three of you who just won the election. I know it was uncontested, but you, as I said at the last meeting, you made yourselves available, you knocked on doors, you spoke to residents, you continue to have your Meet the Mayor, which I just saw also advertised on tap, which was nice.
Oh,
So
I didn't see that.
it's just it's great that you're giving the residents the opportunity to speak to you and during this process. So thank you for doing that. Big congratulations to the three of you. And Mayor, tremendous job this year.
thank you very much.
Did a great job. To echo what Councilwoman Peterson said, I mean, it was a tough year. We had a lot going on. We had the affordable housing. We did a lot with the capital budget, as you know, and everybody. We give kudos to Joe, but kudos to you for being there and being
Thank
a part
you.
of it and going to all those meetings. So, congratulations.
I appreciate it. I would like to say on the record, you had a tougher year as mayor, so.
Wow.
But appreciate that from you and from everyone. Thank you. Anything else?
No, that's
No,
it.
we're good. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Zazali. How
Good
are you?
evening, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Mayor, I just want to say congratulations to you for completing your term as mayor.
Thank you.
You did a good job. I can say, honestly, you were the best mayor while I've been on. Thanks, John. Thanks, John.
I'll take the compliment.
And congratulations to Councilwoman Peterson and Deputy Mayor Amiga on winning your election. And I have one thing to report. Last week, I sat in on a virtual meeting with the team that's handling the North End Firehouse, which is Attorney Triff, Mr. Haynes, the architect, his assistant, Miss Edmondson, Joe LaParry, who's our construction manager, who's overseeing seeing that job, and our building inspector, Mr. Hoffman, and Mr. Zakelli. It was a good meeting. I was happy that I sat in on it and had the opportunity to see what they're doing. They're doing a fantastic job. They have a firm understanding of everything, and I think it's going to come to completion hopefully soon. And when it does, it will be a nice job. So thank you to them, and that's it, Mayor.
Can I just add to that, because the public doesn't really know
Yeah.
how many. Joe, how often do you meet?
Through you, Mayor, I have a standing meeting 3 times a week with our internal team. The internal team consisting of the architect, engineer, project oversight manager, myself, and our special counsel that we've appointed for this project. We meet 3 times a week. As issues come up, we deal with them, and we have a really, really nice team that has a very good grasp on the matter, and it's something that the township and the taxpayers should be very proud of, because we have a lot of people committed to ensuring that this job is exactly what we want it to be. So it was a great call, and I was glad Councilman Zali, availed himself to sit in on it. It's something that the clerk understands to deal with every week. It's always a new issue, I'm sure, but it was nice that the councilman was able to sit in on it, so thank you for that.
And for the public, I mean, if it wasn't for all the meetings that take place. I know that we've had executive session where we had Mr. LaParry come here and update us. There's no way that this project would have been done
No way.
with the schedule
Or the dollar amount.
or the
Right.
dollar amount.
Right.
So, great job on that.
Thank you.
Sorry, Joe.
I just want to clarify one thing. I forgot you were mayor when I said
It's okay.
you did a good job too.
Thanks. Not as good as Melissa though.
I'm still taking the compliment. Okay, great. So I have a very short update tonight. My final Meet the Mayor session will be Thursday, June 12th at 1 p.m. These have been really well attended, and it's been a lot of fun meeting residents and chatting with them one-on-one. But just please know that our communication for any of us is not limited to these meetings or a formal Meet the Mayor session, that we're immensely reachable and happy to chat with the public about any issues regarding the town at any time. So that's important. And I want to just thank my council colleagues and Mr. Zakelli, and of course our amazing town clerk and attorney. This has been a challenging few months for me personally. My mom passed in April, so to have your support up here and not when we're up here as well, it has meant the world to me and my family. So thank you for that. And everything else that I had on my report, Deputy Mayor Miga already talked about. So, but I went first one meeting and I felt really bad about that. So I'd much rather have you guys give your reports, and then I'll just nod and agree, because everything you say I agree with in these cases. So I just wanted to make one special point about the Memorial Day event, because I have, been on the council for this is my 4th year, and every year we try to do something to make it special. And, after 2 years of seeing how poorly attended the parades were, and that's not a knock on anyone in town, but people go away for Memorial Day, right? Or they don't want to stand and watch us walk down the street, which I understand. We really, put our heads together to come up with something that would honor the lives lost on Memorial Day while still fostering a sense of community and togetherness for our residents. So kudos to our recreation director, Marisa Landolfi, and Joe and his team, and everyone in Town Hall who worked so hard to make the picnic a true community event, because it was really a special day. From having the Girl Scouts there, and a veteran who spoke about his experiences serving our country. It was really a touching and beautiful day. And I know, in the spirit of everything we do, every year we'll get bigger and better.
That's right.
Much like our fireworks and all of the other Santa visits and all of the great events that we work to put on for our township. So thank you for that. And with that, I am going to move on to item 7. Consent agenda. I'm going to read all of these together, A through D. 7A, to consider resolution concerning approval of raffle application Alpine Learning Group Foundation. 7B, to consider a resolution concerning the approval of raffle application St. Carol and, oh my gosh, how do we pronounce this?
Medotich.
Medotich, thank you. Orthodox Church. 7C, to consider resolution concerning the annual renewal of Pocket ABC license for the 2025-2026 year. And 7D, to consider resolution concerning the annual renewal of ABC licenses for 25 and 26. Are these exactly the same?
No, it's
One's pocket, one's active, Mayor.
I'm sorry?
one's pocket.
Oh, okay, thank you. Did I read it correctly, or do I need
Yes,
to?
ma'am.
Oh, I did, okay, thank you. May I have a motion, please?
Mayor, make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage?
Yes. Item 8A, to consider resolution providing for the cancellation of funded appropriations with respect to General Capital Ordinance Number 24-928 in the total amount of $100,000. Mr. Zakelli, can you
Yes,
just
Mayor.
update us?
This
Thank you.
ordinance 24928 was for the purchase and installation of Neptune 360 water meters. We are approximately 80% complete with that project. And while there is $158,213.78 left on the contract due to the contractor, there's $407,475.76 left in the overall budget account. By canceling $100,000 of that, That's gonna return to the capital fund balance, a capital improvement fund, and that leaves $307,475.76 left in that particular budget account. Once we pay the remaining balance on the contract, there will be $149,261.98 left as a funded appropriation, which we will then cancel and return to fund balance, much the same we are doing now. We leave a little bit of a buffer, we don't know what's gonna happen over the next year, and once that project is complete, we'll cancel the difference. I just wanna note that this is not debt, this is money that we put in the capital improvement fund, which is cash that we have on hand. It's not bonds or bond anticipation notes that we use to pay for this.
Great, thank you very much. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks. Roll call, please.
Councilman Misery?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage.
Yes. 8B, to consider resolution canceling outstanding checks.
Yeah, Mayor, just like everyone at their house reconciles their checking accounts, this is what we're doing now. Certain checks that are over a certain number of months old, the township cancels. And that way, the money's not encumbered in the account anymore. We can reconcile our checks and our bank statements monthly as we continue to do.
Great, thank you. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks. Roll call, please.
Councilman Misery?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage.
Yes. Item 8C, to consider resolution authorizing a Sourcewell contract to purchase replacement parts for a vacuum tank on the water utility truck in an amount not to exceed $17,637.45.
Yeah, Mayor, this is, as the council's aware, last year we bought 2 new trucks for the water utility. And this is for parts to replace the tank on one of the vacuum tanks, I guess, for the truck. This is when we used to clean out valves and valve boxes and curb boxes. This is through the Sourcewell National Cooperative Pricing Council. The amount's not to exceed $17,637.45. And there's money left over in the capital account from last year to pay for this.
Great, thank you. May I have a motion, please?
So moved?
Second.
Thanks. Roll call, please.
Councilman Misery?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage.
Yes. Item 8D, to consider resolution authorizing change order number 1 and authorizing issuance of payment application to For Cleanup, Inc., total contract not to exceed $236,000. There's an extra digit in here.
Yes, $874.50.
Thank you. No, it's all good. Thank you. Mr. Zakelli.
Yeah, so, through you, Mayor, this is a change order number 1 for the paving of Carlson Parkway and Smith Place. Change order number 1 is in the amount of $6,996.75 for the labor and material to repair double B type inlet. This revises the contract total to $236,874.50. This resolution also authorizes payment number 1 to be issued to For Cleanup Inc. in the amount of $189,069.59. That leaves $47,804.91 remaining due on the contract.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks. Roll call, please.
Councilman Misery?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage.
Yes. Item 8E, to consider resolution authorizing change order numbers 12 through 19 for and from Descal LLC and deduct change orders and back charges for the demolition and reconstruction of the North End Firehouse. Total contract not to exceed $3,889,575.77.
Mayor, this is, I will go through each change order now to explain it for the public's edification. Change order number 12 increases the contract by $746.95 for the installation of a slab sink in the basement. Change order number 13 increases the contract by $5,290 for additional sidewalk/concrete work. Change order number 14 increases the contract by $546.25 for additional driveway striping. Change order number 15 decreases the contract by $9,570 for non-compliant siding installation. Change order 16 decreases the contract by $43,000 for non-compliant gypsum board, subsequent painting and spackling installation. Change order number 17 decreases the contract by $8,500 for failure to abandon the old water service at the main. Change order number 18 decreases the contract by $3,300 for the startup of the generator on site. And change order 19 decreases the contract by $3,690.90 as a back charge for the township assisting with utility connections on November 7th, 2024. As the councilman said before, we anticipate another few weeks till the building's fully operational, and that's where we are for now, Mayor.
Okay, great, thank you. Just driving by there, it really looks beautiful. It's gonna be tremendous when it opens. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks. Roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga,
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage.
Yes. Item 8F, to consider resolution authorizing the purchase of heads and grates for roadway resurfacing from the Campbell Foundry Company through the Morris County Cooperative Pricing Council in an amount not to exceed $40,650.
Mayor, this is all the catch basins and heads and grates for all of the stormwater inlets that we are replacing. If the council remembers, we bought a lot back in December. We're buying a lot more now. It's important that when we rebuild these are now, some are bike compliant, there's different requirements, and even for stormwater filtration, the size of the inlet changes. These are all gonna be replaced as we're rebuilding the catch basins, mostly up in Park Ridge and a few on the other streets that we will be repaving this year.
Great, thank you. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga,
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage.
Yes. Item 8G, to consider resolution concerning the insertion of an item of special revenue in the amount of $30,938.87 from the State of New Jersey Clean Communities Grant.
Mayor, briefly, this is the Chapter 159 to add this item of revenue into the 2025 municipal budget.
Great, thank you. Roll call, please. I'm sorry, may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga,
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage.
Yes. Item 8H, to consider resolution approving the exemption application filed by PR2BC Cedar Urban Renewal Owner LLC. Mr. Zakelli?
Yeah, Mayor, this is just a resolution for the approval. It's more of a procedural step in a local redevelopment law for the application of 1201 Pompton Avenue, the former Garden Center, for them to enter into and file for a pilot agreement, which I know council has a comment on, as do I, for the next item.
Okay, great. Thank you. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga,
Yes.
Mayor Scabbage.
Yes. Item 8I, to consider introduction of pending ordinance number 25-951, an ordinance of the Township of Cedar Grove, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the execution of a financial agreement with PR2BC Cedar Grove Urban Renewal Financial Owner LLC for property located at Block 330, Lots 16 and 16.01, pursuant to the long-term tax exemption law, NJSA 4020-1,
EdSec.
EdSec, thank you. Did not go to law school, but, Mr. Zakelli.
Council, do you want to
Councilor
speak
Elder.
before I do?
Of course, just briefly, council, this is the Garden Center property that is slated to construct 138 senior units. This will count towards credits toward the affordable housing obligation, and we've been through a few steps already. This is kind of towards the end of the process. We've been through the redevelopment phase of it, developing the redevelopment plan that's gonna set the zoning and the construction parameters. Now we're into the financing aspect of it. So we've taken care of the zoning aspect of it, now we're into the financing aspect of it. The financing agreement is beneficial via a pilot for a couple of reasons. Number one, there's no tax appeals that are going to be had as a result of this property. So if there's an economic downturn, you're not going to be facing tax appeals for this kind of, when you engage in this kind of financial agreement. Number two, you get the pilot money. It doesn't have to be shared. So that's nice. The municipality realizes 100% of that evaluation. And there's still tax obligation.
95.
95, county gets
95, right, correct. I meant the local school board. The other obligation, I'm sorry, I had lost my train of thought.
The rollback tax?
The rollback tax, there's a rollback tax in here because the property was split zoned, with the, garden center up on the front of the property along Pompton Avenue, and then in the back was residential. There is going to be a rollback tax that was part of this, which is gonna be payable along with all of the connection fees. And there was one additional point I wanted to make, and it escapes me at this point, Mrs. Kelly.
You want me to jump in,
I'll
and
let
if it
you
comes
jump
back,
in.
jump in after me?
Please do, thank you.
I'll just go through some of the specifics, Mayor, if I may. As council eloquently stated, this is a beneficial agreement. As this council is aware, our largest exposure and liability is skilled nursing facilities and nursing homes. It's just a fact. We've seen it on the past few tax appeals that the council has had to litigate. And taking that out of, that risk and exposure out is beneficial to the township, number one. Number two, it's beneficial that we will be receiving, to Councilman Messeri's point, 95% of that revenue, and sharing 5% with our friends at the county. I have those numbers here. I will share them all with you. And one other major point that council touched on was the rollback. A rollback is a calculation that when there's a change in the assessed value from farmland to whatever the new assessed value classification is going to be, there's they call it a rollback, but it's almost like a penalty for changing the use. For this particular parcel, the rollback calculation is $235,395.02. The township will be receiving that this year. In terms of the specific dollar amounts for the pilot, the entity will be paying $25,889,501 to the township over the next 30 years, with the township realizing 95% of this, or $24,595,025.95, and Essex County realizing 5%, or $1,294,475.05. As this council is more than aware, the ad valorem rate for regular taxation, we only receive approximately 23% of the tax amount. The Board of Ed gets 55%, the county gets 23%. It's my intention to realize this revenue the same way that we use Hilltop pilots, which means we don't realize it in the budget. We classify it as miscellaneous revenues not anticipated. It hits right to our fund balance. We go use it towards paying our debt, procuring more land in the event it becomes available, and for capital projects. That's been the directive of this governing body for a number of years. It's proved beneficial to us as we prepare budgets and we produce what I believe to be fiscally prudent results. And I intend to use this revenue the same way. Council did touch on it. I just want to note we already received $552,000 in connection fees for the water utility and $552,000 in connection fees for the sewer utility, totaling $1,104,000. This money's already been collected and realized as revenue for both of our utilities.
Thank you. I know that because you were so proud you sent us a picture of the checks.
I told the clerk, I told the police desk, I said, if there's a FedEx envelope that comes in, kick my door down.
I knew how excited you were about that, and it's contagious. So no, that's again just excellent work. It's really just we're very lucky to have you and to have all of the hard work that you put into making sure that we're spending Cedar Grove's money prudently and maximizing whatever we can bring in through projects like this. So thank you, Mr. Zakelli. Is there anything else on this?
No.
Did you remember?
No.
No,
All
okay.
right, sorry. All right. So
No,
we'll,
you covered everything.
it's good.
Dan and I are a good team.
For sure. Okay, thank you very much. So may I have a motion, please?
Mayor, I move for introduction of pending ordinance 25-951 to be published in full in the Verona Cedar Grove Times as a pending ordinance with public hearing scheduled for July 14, 2025.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga,
Yes.
Mayor Skavic.
Yes. Item 9, approval of bills. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Be it resolved by the Township of Cedar Grove, County of Essex, New Jersey, that the summary of bills having been duly audited and found to be correct are hereby ordered paid in the aggregated amount of $752,885.71.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion, please?
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Messeri,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Yes.
Councilman Zazali?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga?
Yes.
Mayor Scott?
Yes. Item 10, the meeting is now open to residents of the township wishing to be heard on any item on or off the agenda concerning township business.
Good evening,
Good
Mayor and
evening.
Council. Congratulations on your reelection.
Thank you.
On behalf of Essex County, I have a couple of events coming up this month to mention. The first is this weekend on Saturday, June 7th. We will have our paper shredding event here in Cedar Grove at the Public Works Building on West Bradford Avenue. It'll take place from 8:30 to 12 noon, and it's free for residents to participate. As well, this weekend we have our open house at Essex County Riker Hill Art Park, which is located in Livingston. That event happens both Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's free to participate. The artists will have their studios open. They'll be demonstrating the different media they work in, and there's an opportunity to purchase artwork as well. Later this month, on June 14th, we will have our first Celebrate the Outdoors event. It'll be taking place in our reservations. There are multiple guided hikes that residents can sign up for. And in addition, we'll have self-guided hikes with staff at each of the locations. The locations that will be staffed are Hilltop Reservation, South Mountain Reservation, and Eagle Rock Reservation. And then hot off the presses is our summer music concert series. I have a stack of these to leave here at Town Hall, and I'll just bring everyone's attention to the Cedar Grove Park concert, which happens on Wednesday, July 30th, and will feature Big Hicks, which is a country music group. Okay.
Thank you.
Was that July 30th? I think it was July 30th.
Ms. Hartwig, did you say it was July 30th, the concert? Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, sure, come on up.
Mike Rabus, 55 Overlook. I just want to thank you for a beautiful Memorial Day service. I never seen anything so beautiful in my life. I brought the 3 boys up, including Daniel. One was a veteran from Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. And they were so impressed with this town. They just couldn't stop talking. And they thanked you, Dan, thank you for helping him out with his speech. You were a lifesaver, because he was so scared.
He did
But he
great.
also know they were both up, all 3 of them are up here to represent the ones that didn't come back. And that's what Memorial Day was all about. Not the big parades, not the parties, not the everything, but what they saw the kids behaving so well. They didn't see any telephones or anything like that. The Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and the way everyone was treating each other was unbelievable. And the first time, because I worked at the VA for over 25 years, it was the first time all 3 of them said, "We're at peace."
Wow.
I said, "No, I never heard that before." I know when I brought some of the guys up, they're always happy, but they were content. And they saw the park, how beautiful it is. And I said, "I know you guys have memories, but it's all at ease." He said, "Mike, we're at peace." And that was worth $1 million. And I thank you all for it. And for my town manager over there, God bless you. You made such an impact on those 3. They are going to come up because they want to see Morgan's Farm. And after you left, they go, "He's one hell of a nice guy." I said, "Yeah."
Well, some people feel that way, sir. No, I mean it. Whenever they want to come up, I offered them a tour of
Yeah.
the Mortgage Farmhouse. They shared an interest in local history, and I said, we'll make it available for them to come and take a tour, obviously, anytime they want.
And they want to come back next year. And word already got out how great this was up here. Thank God for Facebook. I have several soldiers that want to come and speak. And one of them is my little colleague. They made a movie after him, Courage Under Fire. And Denzel Washington played him. So if you ever watch that movie, he should be here next year to talk about Veterans Day and stuff like that. It's a very moving movie. Denzel Washington he's fantastic in it. But again, I just gotta thank you again for all the years with the VA. You guys, without drugs, no psychiatrists, just love in the town of this. It's just, you made it possible. I thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It really was a beautiful event, and I was fortunate to be there with my daughter, who was one of the Girl Scouts who set the pledge, and it's so important to teach the younger generation too, so that they understand and know that it's not just, well, Cedar Grove gets almost a week off of. I was going to say it's
Yeah.
not just a long weekend, but it's not just almost a week off of school for the kids. It's their significance behind why they're home that weekend. So thank you very much, and it really, I agree with you completely. It was a beautiful event, and your message tonight to us was beautiful. So thank you. Anyone else want to come up today? No? Okay. Seeing none, I would ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
Second, roll call, please.
Councilman Nasseri,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peterson,
Yes.
Councilman Zazali,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miga,
Yes.
Mayor Scott.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
John.